in the flyer shit, I'm hanging with an island bitch. Let you smoke a little loud, now you start that quiet shit. Look me in my eyes and try to tell me. Ayo, man, it's your main man, Alpha D, here at the StarlightPodcast, where you can come here and shine in your own way. I got my main man with me right here.
Hey, yo, what up? It's your homeboy Cab, a.k.a. BGMs, a.k.a. Babyface Loco, a.k.a. Paradox Jones, a.k.a. Not the nigga you thought I was, coming straight from the Starlight Podcast with my homeboy, Alpha D.
Yeah, the highest and the flyest. Hey, man, I'm not gonna lie, man. It's been something I've been noticing a lot lately, man. These females really been in the gym, and I'm talking about they've been looking good, bro.
Yes, they have.
Looking good, bro. I'm not out here clicking for no bait. I just don't want to express no hate. Y'all been out here really working hard, and I see it, and I love it, baby. 100%, man. When it comes to this music right here, man, I like to make a joyful sound, man. How about you, man? How you go about your grind when you spending your time in the booth with them head with the beats in your head and the mic in front of you, man? How you going about that? Let me know something.
For me, it's like, I just start off with actually finding the beat. You know what I'm saying? I find it and I vibe with it, as the youth say nowadays. And first I ask myself, I say, is this me?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Am I forcing myself to be on this beat, or is this something I naturally just like, I can vibe with? And once I actually make a connection with, then I usually think of the chorus first. You know what I'm saying? I think of the chorus, or depending on how the beat is structured, I may think of, okay, let me think of the first couple of bars, write the verse, then get into the chorus and then structure it like that. And if I'm not distracted, like, I'm at work or something like that, I usually write the song in about 2 hours, go to the studio, record it in about, like 15 minutes, because I'm practicing it. I'm practicing it for days before, because I want to go in there and get my money's worth, and then the rest of it is just the engineer doing his thing, and I let him put his imagination on it, because, I don't know everything. I'm not the smartest man in the world, but whenever I go in there, I say, you know what, let me go in here with a sense of humility, and let me just vibe off the chemistry that I have with my engineer. I got to give a shout out to my homeboy Chris Smith over there at Gift Fresh Studios, best engineer in the city, you know what I'm saying? Go mess with him, you know what I'm saying? He's the magician with 10 fingers, you know what I'm saying? Go mess with him.
100 grand across the land, man. Now, when it goes in about your creative process, you know what I'm saying? You just told me how you sit down, you see the blueprint, you lay everything out, you from the hooks to the verses. Now, where do that inspiration come from, man?
Inspiration for me can come from, a lot of places. You know what I'm saying? Like, specifically, I know before we jumped on here, I was showing you my album is heavily sample based,
Yeah.
And for something like that, for like a sample type beat, I become like, a real music nerd, where it's like I'll research the sample itself. Then I'll try to make it my own. Like, I don't want to totally just copy it, because that's the thing with samples. A lot of people get these sample beats and they don't really do anything with it. They have no imagination.
Well, you dropped a new tape recently.
Yeah, Nutty by Nature, 7-track EP. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, definitely go check that out on Bandcamp. Buy it. You know what I'm saying? I'm selling my music. We done streaming. You know what I'm saying? You might get a little single here and there, but 2025, we selling our music. We got to get our money's worth. We got to know our value. So go buy that Nutty by Nature on Bandcamp. Cab. You know what I'm saying?
Man, you niggas out there need to stop wasting your fucking time, man. Stop wasting your time, man. Make sure you got everything set good to go. You see how this man's coming with the plan, the strategy, man. Y'all out there just doing stuff, man. For real, man. This is how you really get to the top, man. I see you keep yourself in shape, man. We talk about the ladies and everything, man. How you out there handling the ladies, staying in shape, man? How that's going?
Well, funny thing is, so little history about me, just like a lot of people, I started off, eating, junk food and stuff, just eating what your parents give you growing up, just regular American diet, unhealthy. And so when I was 21, I became a vegetarian.
Oh shit!
And I did that for a couple years. Then I became vegan. I was vegan for a while, for a total of I'd say about 8 years, until last year. I was with my fiance on a cruise. We did a Carnival cruise. You got to check that out.
Okay.
We was on there, and I'd already been having, conversations with myself in my head about going back to eating meat. I had already been working out 5 days a week. But, I just went through a transformation, just like the spiritual journey of me being a vegetarian / vegan. That was its own spiritual journey. And so I felt like I was at the end of it.
You're very, I'm about to cut you off, but bro, you're very determined and structured, like very, what is that, like a military background or?
Not even. It's just that, I don't know, I guess that when I see something that I really want, I just go after it. You know, I've had a problem growing up, like it's like with staying with stuff. You know, I got ADHD, so it's like, you know, we can be scatterbrained a lot. You know, so that was one of the things that really made me help, you know, channel the condition I had to really, you know, try to like, you know, treat it. And it's been working. Like I said, I work out 5 days a week. I meal prep. You know, I do my research on the, you know, the nutrients, the protein, how many grams it is, how many grams of that, you know, trans fat, you know, healthy fats, this, that, and the third. Because I feel like if you really want to be great at something, you have to become a scientist, because everything is a science within itself. Like rapping, making music is a science. Yeah. We have to study our craft. We got to study, okay, like, should I punch in at this part of the beat? Should I use this word here, or should I use that bar right there? Or no, maybe should I scrap that? And maybe should I sing on that part? You know, you really got to go into it, like, you know, just take everything apart. And for me, working out is the one thing I can say that I've had a lot of enjoyment in mastering, especially when I look at myself in the mirror and I see I used to be real skinny. Yeah. You know, I was always athletic. You know, I was a break dancer. Word. Growing up, I was a break dancer.
Man, it was like, stop playing.
Yeah, definitely. But it's like I was skinny, and I always used to look at like different, like, you know, bodybuilders and stuff like Arnold Schwarzenegger and stuff like that. And I always thought, what if that was me one day? And I didn't really start getting into it until I was in my 20s. Right. Like really taking out, you know, working out.
Who was you, a b-boy? Like, I mean, like a ground dude, b-boy, breaker.
I could do windmills. I could do head spin, you know, certain, like, you know, flips and stuff like that. Like,
you got served in that bit.
Yeah, I used to watch a lot of dance movies, because before I started making music, you know, I wanted to be a singer. Before I started rapping, I wanted to be a singer and a dancer. I was inspired by Michael Jackson, Usher at the time, and I ain't started rapping until I was like, what, like 15?
I ain't gonna lie, like, you got 3 movies: Step Up, You Got Served, or Stomp the Yard.
Ooh, you know what? I would have to say You Got Served, because that one has elements of all types of dancing. You got like popping, locking, break dancing, all that. I actually, when that movie came out, you know, I begged my parents to have me go see that, because I was just so heavy into dancing. So like going back to that, but yeah, like I say, like I mastered that, and I feel like my whole life has just been mastering certain things, jumping from one thing to another. But definitely working out definitely is the one thing that I continue to master.
Speaking of, my bad to jump on this, but speaking of You Got Served, don't you got a sample on your tape of B2K?
It's funny, yeah. So on Nutty by Nature, it's a track on there called And if anybody's familiar with B2K, you know, one of the best black boy bands of all time, they got a song called So when I first heard the beat, from this producer. His name is Manny. I was telling you about him. He produced the bulk of the project, besides the one DJ Chopper. I produced that one, but Manny, he produced this one. When I heard it, I was like, oh man. So being the scientist that I am when it came to music, I went back and I studied the original song first. Then I crafted my joint around that to make it special, to make it feel like it's new, but it's always been here. And I think that's the secret when it comes to working with sample beats. You have to make it your own, but still give, you know, props to the original song within itself. So like I say, I heard that, put my little spin on it, and I just named it instead of That way people can still get the reference, and they can go back and be like, oh, okay, you know what? That's the song he sampled. So now they're going to go back and research B2K. And watch this. Do you know that song is about over 20 years old?
What?
Yeah, bro. We was both kids when that came out.
On top of that, man, who you think winning in the dance battle, man? Omarion or Chris Brown?
That's a tough one. That's a real tough one, because I'm pretty sure Omarion was an inspiration for Chris Brown.
Wow!
You see what I'm saying?
I feel like we're killing. I don't care what nobody say, man. He can do all that little light skin, but that bitch ain't gonna. None of that shit. Icebox, bitch. What you talking about?
That definitely is probably his they call it the magnum opus, like when he came out with Icebox. Was that the same album that O was on, or is that a different album? Because I remember that whole era. Omarion had his own era.
Yeah, that was O. That was O for sure. That might have been with Touch too.
I think it was in that era.
Did you know that For Real made Touch?
I never knew that. He made Touch.
He made Touch.
I can hear it now.
Cause you can hear him in the Nothing Like You. If you replay it, For Real's goes in the background. Nothing like you. Wanna bite you. And then, oh, come in. Oh, come in. So sweet.
Oh, it's
dope.
Side note, if you get a chance, go and see Piece by Piece, Pharrell's biopic movie, all made with Legos. It's so inspiring.
Oh, you know what? I did see the trailer for that because he got that Doodle verse or something like that. It's like a Doodle verse type thing. You know, if you know, you know. It's some music shit. It's Pharrell. You know, he bringing together all good vibes. Y'all look it up right now, man. Doodles right now, Pharrell Doodles, and it's just gonna pop up with many different artists that he felt like he could put together and make good songs. And I'm telling you, it's a one with Coily Ray. That motherfucker go crazy. It might be an actual TV show. I don't know. But back to business though.
Yeah.
Gang. What is your inspiration? Like, what is your inspiration? Like, what created your sound? Like, what created your sound? Like, what made you want to make music with artist wise? Like, what artist made you want to make music? Yeah.
Specifically, when it comes to like singing and rapping.
Yeah. I
would say. I mean, so a little, like I say, more backstory for me. My mother was a DJ. Okay. So growing up, I went to all the events.
I'm sorry to cut you off for a second, but I gotta be real with you, man. I gotta sample it that better, easier for you, so I can express this better. What's your top 3 artists?
My top 3 artists? That's hard too because, like I said, I got so many inspirations. Like I like everything from lo-fi music.
Okay, I'm gonna get top 5.
Top 5? Break it down by genre.
Genre?
Yeah.
Man, you just give me music, top 5 artists. They all artists.
I would say Curtis Mayfield, Tupac, Michael Jackson, Prince, and who's the 5th one? I would have to say Michael Jackson, Prince, Tupac, Curtis Mayfield, and Rick James.
Wow. You in that bag.
But then you know what? Because I feel like I want to throw Eminem in there too because he's the main inspiration for my pen, like how I put my rhymes together though. So it's like, if you could do top 10, I would definitely include Eminem in there.
Yeah.
Throw Eminem in there. Who else should I put in there? I would definitely put Isaac Hayes. He's definitely one of my biggest inspirations when it comes to actually
songwriting. Well, I gotta ask you. I'm not even gonna lie. If those are the artists that come together and make you create what you create, then that's fire then, bro. Because honestly, I fuck with Michael Jackson, Prince. I was a little way halfway in too, but not that, you know what I'm saying? He had a couple songs for me.
Right.
You know? You probably had him at a different time in life and everything, though, to really feel the embrace when he really was rocking. You know what I mean? I'm still like a youngin', you know what I'm saying?
But yeah, you're only a couple years younger than me. But like I say, my mother, she was a DJ.
How old are you?
I'm 30. I just turned 30 this year.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So it's like my mother was a DJ growing up. And so she did everything from DJing like at my school when I was living on the east side.
Yeah.
To just little family events, to events that she did for her friends and stuff. So she had all this equipment and sometimes I help her. And it's like I got to hear everything, like I say, from the Run DMC to the Tupacs to Ashford and Simpson to Shalimar to Curtis Mayfield to, Dionne Warwick to Whitney Houston, like everything. And so growing up is like the reason like I gravitate towards certain sounds is because, the upbringing that I had, because I didn't have no choice but to hear it. Like, especially in the era coming up to where it's like people still really enjoy listening to the radio.
Yeah.
So, segueing from when my mother would play her stuff and now I'm hearing the same stuff on the radio, I just fell in love with it. Okay. And so I developed appreciation for music at a very young age, to where it's like back then I used to be arguing with my friends like, no, like this artist better than that. Like we little kids. Yeah. And you would think adults be arguing about it, but like, we little kids arguing about it, especially in the mid 2000s with the different hip hop that was coming out in the R&B, to where it's like a lot of kids nowadays, they'll never know about hearing Case Missing You and what it was like coming on the radio and you singing along to it and you can tie a specific moment to your childhood to that specific song, because it becomes like a landmark in your life, like a spiritual anchor of sorts. So for me, like I say, that's my whole upbringing when it comes to how I create my stuff. I just draw inspiration from those moments. And when I make my music, I always ask myself, what memory is this going to create for the listener. Of course, it's good to have songs to just bop your head to, but even back in the day, like, I remember when Jagged Edge first came with "Where the Party At," where the party at. Uh-oh. Like, I remember where I was when that song came out. I remember what it was like seeing that video on 106 in Park, or even having 106 in Park, to where that was our main tool for discovering music. Like, we had to come home from school, get our homework done, and watch that. Kids nowadays, they just, it's so easily accessible. You can just go on your phone. It's on Instagram. It's on that. So I make my music from the perspective of, like, what memory is this going to create for my fans? Like, how can I actually become a part of this person's life, to where they say, man, when I was 16, I remember Cad came out with Nutty by Nature, and he made that, or he came out with Nostalgic Love Volume 1. Yeah. And I think if more artists actually approach music from that perspective, then we have, first of all, better quality. And I think a lot of artists will last longer, because a lot of music nowadays is just here today, gone tomorrow. There's really no music to where it's like, man, like, we still talking about such and such from back in the day. I think the only artist that's done that has been people gonna hate me for this, has been Kendrick. He came out with The Pimp a Butterfly, bro. I'll never forget. That was one of the last albums I actually bought digitally, and I listened to it from start to finish. And when I heard it, I was like, oh my goodness, you got George Clinton on here, you got Snoop Dogg on here, like, you got Rhapsody on here. This is an instant classic, and it did something for me. Like, even to this day, like, when I'm going through stuff, whether it be depression, I turn on the song "You." Yeah. And all I hear is "Loving you is complicated," and it's like I feel like that sometimes. Like, loving myself is complicated sometimes, because that's the whole point of the song nowadays. Like I say, this is, you know what I'm saying. So like I said, I just try to make
more content, man. You know, more content in music, and not only that, through the verse carries on with the content. The verse isn't just la.
And that stuff has its place, but it's like when everything is like that, it's just, you just start to tune it out, and you think, like, what else is on TV? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. At the same time, though, man, it's always sometimes good to hear a nice beat, and if it's the right type of on that motherfucker, turn that up. Yeah, like, I don't know what he said other than chopper style, chop down. After that, man. When
he had personality, back then I feel like artists had personality. Like, that's one thing I feel is lacking in a lot of artists in the industry today. It's like all of the personalities that are created, they're not truly that artist. Like, if you heard Lil Uzi Vert before his stuff now, you'd be like, bro, you're definitely an industry plant. You definitely were created in a lab, because he was rapping way different. Like, he actually sounded good. I was like, okay, I actually kind of mess with this. Or like, if you look at Tekashi, the well-known case, before he was Scum Gang, then he started, claiming Trey Blood, and then he started doing other stuff. Now, did it blow him up? Yeah, but it's like, you could tell that this is not who you really are. Like me, for example, like I told you, like, I'm a Gemini. Yeah. So I played you everything from Nostalgic Love Volume 1, my R&B stuff that I made for my fiance, to BGMs, to where I told you my main inspiration for BGMs is Sada Baby, shout out to Sada. And like I say, when I make my stuff, like I say, like, you can tell it's authentically me. Do I have inspiration from other sources? Of course, every artist does, but it's natural. You can tell a lot of artists nowadays, when you hear their stuff, feel like, well, first off, if this is you, I'm like, damn, your career ain't gonna last that long, and you need to really find who you really are. A lot of artists that get on nowadays, they'll blow up, but they don't really know who they are, but they just running off of the success of that one viral song, and they just keep with it, to where it's like they never get a chance to really grow. I feel like a lot of artists be blowing up too quick, to where it's like, take a chance to see what you really like as an artist, so that you can plan your career out, instead of just doing everything from project to project, album to album. Like, you can hear that in Kendrick. Like, has he grown? Yes, but see, he knew who he was as an artist when he got to Top Dog. He knew what he stood for. Right. A lot of artists nowadays, they don't really know what they stand for besides making money. We all want to get the bag. That's the main point. Yeah. But in the process of getting the bag, it's like, what message are you sending? What wisdom are you passing down to the next generation of artists, so that they can find themselves on top of having the bag? Because that's the main thing. It's like I say, you want to show people to get some money, but also to show them, like, look, it's like, why you getting them dollars always remember where you came from, so you know where you're going. And I think a lot of artists nowadays, they forget that while we have so many, you know, viral TikTok stars and internet stars, they get a big single, but you think, okay, first album come out, it's all right. Next album come out, just drop. Like it's just like they are just nowhere to be seen. And sometimes, like, you know, like, just honestly, if you whack, I mean, I really don't care. But if it's an artist that actually got like some potential, I'll be like, damn, bro, you fumbled the bag. Like, you had it, you had the spotlight, but then it's like you just dropped it because they didn't know who they really were. They just like they didn't even expect to really blow up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. In the process though, man, you know, from a standpoint, you know, it's always about who's in that seat. So, you know, everybody's not always able to handle the same weight as others. You know, it's like going back to the gym thing. You know, 225 might keep me alive, but 225 is something that you might strive for. You know what I'm saying?
Funny thing, I actually been benching 220.
I wanted to know, wasn't.
I've been benching 220 for.
What's your max out?
My max, I've been doing it like back to back. I don't know yet. I just been doing. I do 5 sets. I do 5 sets of 220, 5 reps a piece. Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and no spotter.
Damn, no spotter.
I mean, because I'm used to it now.
Type time.
And I'm not going to rush, but like I said, I feel good at this weight, like the 220. That's without the bar included. Okay. That's 220 a pure weight. You know, not to brag, but I mean,
get right out there, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I've actually probably maxed out most of the machines at Planet Fitness.
That's 100.
Just maxed them out, and like, you know, my fiance, she maxes stuff out too, to where it's like I say, like, look, babe, I never think about putting my hands on you. You knock me the fuck out.
I see when it comes to the hold on, my bad. I see when it comes to life, man, you got love, inspiration, man, and I love to hear how you happy, man. You feel me? I know something, you know, but at most overall, man, you happy, man.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, with the music in your, you know what I'm saying, your spouse, how you balance that out, man? The love life. And
she actually supports me the most. Like, you know, besides me, she is my biggest fan. Like, she tells me I need to stop bullshit. And she tells me, like, babe, you gotta do this. Like, I can connect you with this. Like, you gotta actually go and do that. You gotta go talk to people and network and stuff. Because for a while, like I say, I'm 30. So I've doubted myself for a while. Like, I can show you stuff I made when I was 17. You think, damn, you was making this at 17? And it's just like, you know, you get discouraged. And for all my artists out there, let me tell you, I know what it's like, especially when you have to deal with everybody from the fake A&Rs telling you they can get you on, but just give you a couple $100, or to doing the little mom and pop joints and thinking, damn, I've been doing this for a while. And like, you know, like I'm competing with these other artists, or doing the pay to play shows and trying to wonder how to get it. And then listening to the so-called industry experts. Let me tell you, I know what it's like going through that. Like I say, I'm 30. And I'm just now actually finding the fire within myself to really do it the proper way, to really get it out the mud, do things myself, to truly get out there, to make the connections myself. And yeah, it's hard, but you think like somebody got to do it. So I tell you, like, whether it be the depression, them lonely nights, writing stuff, hoping somebody hear it, hoping somebody buy your project. Like, I definitely know what you're going through, and that's part of the process. But it's a way to do it. Like I say, like, you gotta get away from, like I say, don't listen to the so-called experts. That's why I say, sell your stuff. This is the era. We gotta sell our stuff. Look at Taylor Swift. She's selling millions of copies in a week. She forcing people to buy her stuff because she know her music is worth that. And you gotta know that. You have to know within your heart that I'm dope as hell. I'll put in my 10,000 hours. I ain't giving away this gold, this platinum, this diamond. I ain't giving away this for free. I'm selling this. It may take a while, but I promise you, you will have more value in yourself, and you will appreciate it years later when you are on the charts and you are in the position to help other artists and give better opportunities. Let me tell you, like I say, it's a better way out there, brothers and sisters. Like I say, you just got to go for it.
Yo, man. Hey, man. Needed to hear that, Brody. No cap, man. We coming with the good blessings, man. You hear the words coming from his mouth, man. Y'all need to get up and get activated, man. Seriously. But other than that, though, man, you got some good knowledge about some good game, man.
Like I say, too.
I ain't gonna lie. To be honest to you, the Lions have been going crazy. How you feel about
I'm
that
glad
Lions,
you brought that
man?
up. So let me tell you something. So for all intents and purposes, like, you know, I ain't like say I'm not the smartest man in the world, but I do my research. So to a certain degree, let's just be honest, professional sports is kind of rigged. It is.
Wow.
Because that last game, let me tell you, there's no way somebody is that incompetent to be up damn near 30 points and collapse.
Hey, bro.
I've even heard other players say that they think it's rigged.
I gotta be honest. On that Bears game, Lions versus the Bears.
Come on, you're right.
Thanksgiving, I put my money on the Bears, bro. Lions was supposed to, if they would have lost that day, they still could have been to the playoffs and did the Super Bowl for that one game.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, did you see how the Bears got treated like the Lions?
But they came back. They came back.
No, they didn't. They lost.
No, I'm saying.
Oh, they came back, yeah.
They tied it, but I'm saying they.
It was over with, man, and it wasn't supposed to add up like that. I knew something was up, but I like that my Lions winning, though. It just was that one game right there just showed me that somebody in the city of, or in the state of Michigan, somebody in the state of Michigan flew 50 bricks out somewhere and said, put us on the map. We got Rio free. Come on, man, like.
Well, let me tell you, I can break it down for you like this. So I was talking with a guy at my job, and I was trying to break it down to him. He had season tickets.
Okay.
He paid some chicken for that.
Okay.
And he actually had to sell some tickets to actually, get the money back for it. But I tell people like this, it's simple human nature. Look like this. Let's say you are the owner of a sports team.
Yeah.
And by human nature, we look for stuff to guide us. We humans are natural, like we're all followers in our own right. We all looking for stuff to give us meaning. The Lions, win, lose, or draw, they give meaning to everybody, not just in Detroit, but in all of the greater Metro Detroit area. Win, lose, or draw. So as a sports team owner, if I know that there are people like my mans at my job who will pay $3,500 for season tickets, whether these guys lose or not, and the players are also going to get $1 million contracts, whether they lose or not, in my mind, I would think, well, what's the threat if it's rigged? Wouldn't you? Wouldn't you collaborate with other sports team owners if you knew that these people are gullible, they need something to do, they need something to give them meaning, purpose in their life? Yeah. These players are going to get paid no matter what, whether they injure. My man Aiden Hudson, he's still getting paid and he got an injury. So with all that being said, wouldn't you, like I say, I don't think they're rigged down to the T, just certain, like the Super Bowl, definitely rigged. And when you know what it goes back to, it's the refs. We've all seen games where we call out like, what the hell is that flag? Or why did he throw a flag? Like, what are you talking about? What foul? What this? What that? If it's anybody that can shift the game to where, okay, look, we can't guarantee that the other team gonna win, but we gonna throw enough flags and penalties, and they got to do the rest. That's definitely how it works. I don't think it's an actual script, but definitely. But I tell you, if you look at how everything's happening now, I think the Lions are going to go to the Super Bowl because it's the perfect narrative. But like the narrative at my company name is Contra, and our narrative, our slogan is question the narrative. Whether that be politics, religion, the stuff your mommy and daddy taught you have to question the narrative. And sports is no different. The perfect narrative, whether it be when they were about to go last year, what was the perfect narrative? Oh, the Lions have never even been to the Super Bowl. Now they can go. Yeah. But we all knew the narrative that they wanted to push was Mahomes getting another championship because they trying to make him the new Tom Brady. Yeah. Tom Brady gone. So the new narrative this year is, okay, we're going to have a team who's the perfect underdog. They never even got a chance. They won the NFC, but they never even actually been. Okay. So for the Lions to go to the Super Bowl and to go against either the Chiefs or the Bears, I guarantee you, on record, this ain't just me saying it, the Lions going to a Super Bowl would be the most watched Super Bowl in NFL history. And with that being said, nigga, we gonna win that motherfucker. I'll bet you that. And I can already call the score. It's gonna be a close game, especially if they go against the Bills. Yeah. Because I talked to guys at my job. A lot of them want the Bills to go because the Chiefs have been hold on, I gotta close it out. Say the Lions. Say the Lions. Oh, like I say, I feel like it's gonna be a close game. I think the Lions will come out on top, but it's gonna be one of the the most watched game in NFL history. It's gonna be a back and forth game. Might go in overtime. 313 stand up, man.
This is the Starlight Podcast. You're here with Alpha D, the neighborhood superstar, and my main man,
Cab.
and we here Liddy, turned, ready to the T, man. See you around next time. Let's go.